This nibble originally aired on RSBANDB Update, episode 903, Sir Tiffy's Lap. Enjoy. And I feel like we have to kind of just pull on the thread as well. And I know we were talking a bit about this previously, Zerdones, that when you're in the software industry, 10 years is a long time for a company, specifically one in the games industry.
Yeah, games industry specifically, software in general. You don't stay somewhere for 10 years. It's very uncommon.
Yeah. And with this, there's always going to be the discussion, of course, is something happening internally? Is there a mass resignation going on? And this seems to be the general direction that the community goes whenever somebody resigns at Jagex. And we need to be 100% clear in that these people are running their own individual lives at this point and are making the decisions about where they want to go next. And they don't owe us anything in terms of saying where they're going, what they're going to be doing next. And, in terms of many companies, it's absolutely amazing to see goodbye messages like this as well from these people who worked on RuneScape, which is something that I think that is just because the RuneScape community is so front-facing that the people who work at Jagex do sometimes out of courtesy. They definitely don't need to, but I think that by the community running down the bandwagon of saying, hey, there's definitely something going on here, I think that's putting the cart before the horse, and we all need to realize that we're getting to the point a year where these moves are going to start to happen, and they might have some leave built up where they're able to effectively take the rest of October off and then have some time before heading into the holiday season and whatnot, and then start up at a new place in December or January, depending on what their personal situation is. That's just the time of year that we're getting to with this, and that's one of the things I posited going forward about what could be going on with this time of year in particular for this. And I just want everybody to kind of just take a step back and realize that just because 3 people left Jagex doesn't mean that the sky is falling. And if you're listening to this and you disagree and you have a very good reason for that, post it in the comments and we'll definitely have a listen to what you have to say on that. But I don't really have anything else on the departures, but go ahead.
I think it's worth emphasizing that I feel like the charitable read for why the community reacts the way they do when a JMod announces that they're leaving. The charitable read on that is because it feels like we see this as a player. It feels like we don't see this in other games. But I think it's important to point out that Jagex and RuneScape have always been, I shouldn't say always, but in the last several years, have always been had way more developer contact than pretty much any other game.
Yeah.
Because it's very uncommon, for instance, for random developers to just go in and answer questions on the subreddit or on Twitter, ask feedback. It's very rare in other games to have like a mod sponge equivalent.
Right.
Who's just doing his job and saying, hey, I'm working on a thing, give me ideas, what do you think? Oh, this is why I did it this way. You don't see that in other games.
Right, and sometimes that's even caused problems for other JMods when they do that in terms of, just taking the community feedback too literally on something when in reality there is a design process going on behind the scenes, but at other companies it's just down to that design process. And the devs are using the information that's given to them by CM and analytics on that, and that's where Jagex is different in that regard. So
most other games, the interaction is filtered through the CM team. You don't get that direct player to dev interaction that we have. So it feels a little bit more visceral. It feels a little bit closer just because we are closer than we are in other games.
That's actually a very good way of describing it, and I think that that's probably why the community reacts the way they do. But had we just had the CM being the central focus, you probably wouldn't even know these people were leaving.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
I was
Exactly.
going to say the same thing. Yeah, it's like, hey, RuneScape's dying. I've been hearing that since I started the game back in 2011.
Yeah.
But, these mods, we see them on live streams. We've seen them at RuneFest and all that, and they do become part of our life. Mod Raven, Mod Osborne, Mod Mark. Three of my favourite mods. Two of them are now gone. One we haven't heard of in ages because he's working on a new secret project type thing. But people move on from jobs. We've all done it ourselves.
Yep.
As you said, and especially in this industry, 10 years is unheard of, and most of them generally hang around 2-3 years before moving on to something else. So to have them here that long does make it feel more, it's more hurtful, especially someone like Raven, who you follow on Twitter. He's such a funny guy. He brings a lot of comedic talent to things, but good luck to him in his future endeavors. To have hung around this long is, shows the love he had for the game as well, being able to do the things he's done. But, sometimes it's just time, and, he's decided that this is his time, and he's moving on to, bigger and better things for himself. How dare you do that to me?
Yeah.
But,
And that's the thing. There's just such passion coming from all these people that you can see that anytime you talk to them. And, I'll just share one Mod Raven story, and then I'll come back to you, Tanis, to wrap this segment up. But at RuneFest 2018, Sirion, myself, and a couple of other people, I think Tycho was there, in the lineup to just go into the building, we talked with Mod Raven for 25 minutes, despite other people around wanting to chat with him. And that's just the kind of person he was, that you're in effect able to just instantly have that connection and talk with someone for 25 plus minutes because of what they've built and because it's related to the game that you play. And we had a wonderful conversation because it was just earlier the month before that the player-owned farm launched. So I just wanted to share that story about that. So, Tanis, any thoughts before we move on?
Yeah, I just want to say, I think Zardone's had a good, has a good point. I can't think of one name of another developer from any other game that I play. I can't think of anyone's actual name. And we thought, well, not us, but let's just say the community at large thought the sky was falling when Mod Osborne left, or when Mod Warden left, or when Mod Shoddy left. Those were all big losses. We felt that, but the game continues, and I think Zerdone said it best in pre-show. Gallagher's left 10 years ago and still have a game. So if that could happen, I think we're going strong. But hey, what a testament to this little game, right? Where we get to know these guys, and they care about us, and we actually care about them.
Yeah,
we feel it when they leave,
and that's the thing, and that's always what that always makes RuneScape interesting compared to other games. You can find full episodes of RSBANDB Update right here on this YouTube channel. If you found this video useful or just enjoyed it, like and subscribe, or leave a comment.